The Nile's rapids are the heart of Jinja tourism. Locals say that each year, thousands of tourists come to raft and kayak. Juma Kalikwani is a freestyle kayaker. He represented Uganda at the 2012 London Olympics.
At the Olympics, people would go like, yeah, there is a guy from Africa. And they were like, where? Oh, on the Nile. Yeah, it's from the Nile. Even though I had not told any of them that I was from Uganda, they would just say, it must be from the Nile. So that means the Nile is so special in every person's mind.
Kalikwani is also a rafting guide. He says he'll lose his job when Isimba Dam opens on the Nile. The reservoir plan for the dam will flood most of the commercially viable rapids.
It is directly going to affect me in terms of my job. Because once this is flooded, I don't think there will be any tourists coming to Jinja just to do rafting in two rapids.
Residents of Bujagali, where a 250 megawatt dam was opened 2.5 years ago, say they've lived his fears. Francis Ochidi had to close his restaurant 6 months after the dam opened. He claims that tourism slowed when the rapids became a reservoir.
The Nile Cafe, it used to be a booming place for most clients who would come, tourists who would come to Bujagali, and now someone else bought it and made it a house. So there's nothing at all. It's very sad that I have nothing to do, and when the place was being bought, I cried tears. What you're seeing here was my kitchen, the cafe kitchen, and then down here was the dining, which covers around 50 people. Every weekend would be really full.
Boda drivers and craft shop owners say they're also struggling.
The income here in Bujagali is very poor. All people are starving. We're looking for a way to talk about the new Isimba Dam so that at least they could leave that one. Maybe the rafting companies stay where we can get some of the people coming and get some income.
Tourism is Uganda's top export earner. It contributed 3.7 trillion shillings to Uganda's economy in the 2013-2014 fiscal year. That number is expected to nearly double within the next 10 years. Tourism experts argue that protecting adventure tourism is as important as building dams.
Level 5 rafting is one product that puts us apart from so many countries in Africa, actually. Gives us a very competitive edge. So it's not true that that's a small product consumed by a few Mzungus. It is actually a very fundamental point of competition for us, regionally and internationally, for tourism.
Dane Jackson is the world champion kayaker. This is his 6th trip to Hairy Lemon Island on the Nile.
Once the rapids are gone here and we're no longer able to come to this amazing place, we'll have to find somewhere else. But I think finding something like this anywhere else in the world is just going to be really hard to find. I don't think there's anywhere else anything like this place.
A report commissioned by British kayakers says that in 2012, just 800 kayakers contributed 2 billion shillings to Uganda's economy. The World Travel and Tourism Council estimates that in 2011, about 523,000 Ugandans had jobs supported by tourism. When Isimba Dam is operational, this beautiful scenery will disappear. The project's social impact assessment says that this section of the Kaligala Falls, this island and business, will be underwater. Business owners here and in Jinja say that no compensation is planned.
It is we who should have a claim on their activities because they are utilizing a public facility or a public resource for sporting activities.
Isimba Dam is expected to add 183 megawatts to the national grid. The Uganda Electricity Transmission Company says that only 16% of the country is directly connected. Most parts of Jinja district are not.
Most people can't afford the power because it's so expensive. So we cannot really afford the power. And even if they build hundreds of dams, so there's no need. What we need is tourism so that we can survive.
The Ministry of Energy puts the country's current demand for electricity at 500 megawatts during peak hours. That demand is growing by an average of 10% annually. The pressure for power is setting the government's agenda.
Without power, nothing can happen. You get it? When you look at the developed world, what they started off was with power. Because energy is important. It's the one that drives the economy. It's the one that drives industry. So without electricity, and given the experience that we have gone through of load shedding because of inadequate power supply, and yet we have the potential in this country. So our priority as government is harnessing renewable energy.
Save Adventure Tourism Uganda, a group of tour operators, tourists, and Jinja residents, presented a petition to Parliament with 15,000 signatures last September. It asked the government to reconsider the reservoir size for Isimba Dam so that the rapids used for tourism won't disappear.
We are not against the project, but we're trying to advise the government and have a win-win situation. By sending the petition to Parliament, we thought that's the lawful thing we can take up, but there is still nothing going on.
I know the issues that have been raised about whitewater rafting and how the cataracts, some of them are going to be reduced. What I know is that all those issues were discussed and agreed, and I think whatever the compensation was for the loss of two of them was also agreed in as far as the environmental impact assessment is concerned. So that matter was dealt with before embarking on the project.
No environmental or economic impact assessment is publicly available for Isimba Dam. The social impact assessment, conducted by AWE environmental engineers, notes that it would be almost impossible to satisfy tour operators and tourism beneficiaries with equitable compensation for their loss of income. Construction has started on Isimba hydropower plant. The Chinese government's firm, China International Water and Electric Corporation, is building the $570 million dam. The Minister of Energy says it will open at the end of next year. Julia Burpee, NTV, Kayunga.